I remember when I had my first Profit First client. So she came to me because she started her own practice and she wanted to really set her goals and make sure that she was on the right path to becoming a full-time private practice owner. She was still working her full-time job and she wanted to make sure, like, when could I leave? How do I leave if I don't know where my money is going? So with using Profit First, we put together a plan for her and she has just done so amazing in her practice that I'm so excited to share this with you and share how we come up with these goals for her and how she was able to go into a full-time private practice, and she no longer has her 1099 job, so I'm really excited for her. So I'm editing my video and I just realized I haven't even introduced myself, so let me just cut in really quickly. My name is Jeanette Andrada. I help private practice owners increase profit margins using tax and accounting strategies. I also just noticed that my photos are on lockdown. I have a 3-year-old, so it's expected. Well, anyways, I did want to mention that I am launching a group. It's a membership group for private practice owners, specifically those that are at the startup phase and are looking to leave their full-time 1099 job and become full-time private practice owners. So this membership group provides accounting support. We will hold monthly live trainings or Q&As, as well as provide any trainings on things like estimated taxes, how much you should pay yourself, Profit First, QuickBooks, how to set it up, or help you troubleshoot something that looks off in QuickBooks and whatnot. If this is something that you are interested in, please check out my link down below. It will have more information on everything that would be included in the membership. It's very affordable, $39 a month, and it definitely gives you that peace of mind, especially as you're just getting started and you're not really sure how any of this tax and accounting stuff works. So let's go ahead and start talking about Profit First. Let's get back into the video. Okay, so just a super quick heads up, we are not going to be talking about theory of Profit First in this video, what it is, how it works, or anything like that. We're more so going to talk about what I recommend for percentages of allocating your income, as well as going over a calculator and a Profit First tracker that I've created. Let's first talk about target allocations, Profit First allocations. Read the book so you can know exactly what this is, but in the book, Mike Michalowicz suggests that there are certain categories that you should have bank accounts for. These categories are your income account, operating expenses, owner's compensation, taxes, and then profits. Now, there are recommended percentages in the book that honestly, I like to start off all my new clients on these percentages because it works. I've been doing Profit First for 2 years now, and I see that time and time again, it works. There are certain clients that we have to adjust the percentage allocations, but for the most part, getting started, especially if you're new, these work. So those percentages are income is 100%, 50% for owner's compensation, 30% for operating expenses, taxes will be 15%, profits will be 5 cents. What this means is for every dollar you make, you're going to separate out 50 cents for owner's compensation. You're going to take that out of your income account and put 50 cents into your owner's compensation account, 30 cents for your operating expenses. So at the end of the year, what happens is that you have a reserve. All your income that you received, you just separated out that money, right? I like to over explain things, so I said I wasn't going to explain it, but that's just kind of a short summary of what Profit First is. Now that we have a small background on Profit First, I'm going to show you exactly how I use it for my clients to help them set up their goals and make sure they are on track. Right here on my screen, you're going to see my Profit First calculator and tracker. What I do is I sit down with my clients, determine what their target percentages are for splitting up their money every time they receive some cash. As they are receiving cash, we go in and we help determine, how much should be split up in the different accounts, as well as tracking those cash receipts. And I will show you why that's really important in helping us make sure that we are on the right path. I'm just going to add some fictitious numbers here just to give you a little demo of how this works. So let's say you receive 3 deposits, one for 800, 400, 200. Based off of that, the allocations are here depending on, these numbers change depending on what our targets are. But in this case, these are our targets right here. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to start filling this out. So let's say, we received $1,400 and we transferred $400 to owner's compensation. So I'm just transferring everything over down here. And of course we would, even though those are our target amounts, that doesn't mean that that actually happens. So I'm going to show you what happens if we don't if we're not meeting our target. At the bottom of this spreadsheet, we're going to see that there is a target or an actual percentage and a target percentage. The spreadsheet calculates if we are on target, if we're under allocated or we're over allocated. Since I did transfer over exactly what was required, then we're going to see here, okay, our variance is 0. That means that we are on target. But let's say you don't have enough money to transfer over to your tax account and you need it for your operating expenses. Let's say we transferred 0 here. And instead, we transferred $210 to operating expenses to help cover some of our expenses. Well, if we scroll down, we see our variance here of 15% because we did not transfer over that amount. We actually transferred 45%. So that's the target of 30 plus the 15 that we took out of the tax account. In this portion, I really like it because it starts telling me where we're off. Are we overspending on operating expenses? Are we not paying ourselves enough? Because that happens a lot. I see clients that they will wait to pay themselves after they have already paid for everything. So let's say right here we only paid ourselves $450 and then we needed another, let's say $450 added here. We could clearly see that we are under allocating to the owner's expense and to the tax account because we are spending too much on our operating expenses. Setting up these goals and tracking where your money is going to the different accounts will really help you see where you really are. Sometimes we leave it up to, chance that we'll get to pay ourselves, but you know what? You're never going to go full time if you are not tracking and if you are not seeing where your money is going, at least from this perspective. Another thing on the spreadsheet is our monthly goals. This is our target. So I split it up based off of the number of monthly sessions needed, but let's say you want to pay yourself $3,500 a month. In order to pay yourself $3,500 a month, you need to bring in $7,000 cash. And that's because you're going to get 50% of it because that's our target. And the rest is going to be split up between these different categories. In order to make $7,000 a month based off of your average fee per client, and in this case, I just put $150, you need about 47 sessions per month in order for you to meet your goal. That is the gist of how this calculator works. Of course, there's a lot of moving pieces throughout the month and there are a lot of things that change. So there are times with our clients where we have to adjust what the allocations are because, we realize, okay, it's not at this time, we don't need to do 30% for operating expenses because my operating expenses are very low. So I could lower that and increase my pay. I will be providing this spreadsheet in my member group as well as conducting a training. This is going to be my training on January 21st. I will be going over the spreadsheet in detail, and in this group, you'll be able to contact me for support with your Profit First questions. And if you implement the spreadsheet, I will be more than happy to help guide you and help you analyze the spreadsheet to see where things could possibly be adjusted. So make sure to check that out.